almighty. I gotta tell somebody that my God is almighty. Good God almighty. Welcome to the huddle, y'all. Another Thursday night. Good God almighty, man. I just gotta tell somebody that my God is almighty. This morning, love in my eyes, I knew it was time for me to rise and go and get it, cause my family's depending on me. Long as they got each other, my God is all. I'm just grooving to some hood soul, you know what I'm talking about? Till I can't go no more. I'm gonna let the God in me show. I'm gonna tell somebody that really needs to know. I gotta tell somebody that my God is almighty. I gotta tell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another Thursday in the huddle. Well, we all we got. We all we need. Each one teach one. Each one reach one. If you are that one, you are enough. You are enough. You are one of the ones. Everything you touch, you add value. And as we say, the most powerful thing that you can pay is your attention. So when I say each one, reach one, each one, teach one, if you are that one who is watching me right now, I want you to know you are enough. Purpose is being fulfilled. We all we got. We all we need. Alexa, tell me something good.
We all we got. We all we need.
She wanted to come in early. She said, it feels so good. Let me in. We like to start off every week with a hero hymn. See, the hero hymn is the mighty spirit within me. You see, I say this every week. And if you pay me some attention, then you understand that I'm saying the spirit is the wind, the mighty breath, the mighty wind that comes out of me is operated through my respiratory system. There's two parts to the spirit. It takes two to make a thing go right. There's an inhale. There's an exhale. From the time you come into this world, the first independent act that you have as a human being is to inhale the spirit. And then you give it back. And the second that you inhale one and can't give one back, or you exhale and can't take one in, the game is over. And if you want to test the spirit, hold your breath and see how long you can do it. So the mighty spirit that comes out of me and travels through my vocal cords and causes a vibration that we know is sound. And as this sound enters your ear holes and it vibrates and resonates, a feeling in your spine, and you feel me just as much as you hear me, that is when we unite in the hero spirit. And the mighty him within me has connected with the him within you or the her within you. So tonight's hero hymn says, why should I worry about what people say? They gonna talk about me anyway. They gonna say all sort of things. I just gotta be the bigger man and let it roll off. Talk don't bother me, 'cause I believe in me when nobody else does. So I'm gonna let it roll off like water on the feathers of a dove back, yeah. Why should I worry about what people say? See, they gonna talk about me anyway. They gonna say all sort of things. Oh, but I got to be the bigger man. 'Cause talk don't bother me. See, I believe in me when nobody else does. So why should I worry about what people say? They gon' talk about me anyway. They gon' say all sort of things. But I just gotta be the bigger man and let it roll off. They say the most powerful knowledge is knowledge of self. I don't know nothing better than I know me. So how dare you? They're gonna say all sort of things. Want to give a shout out to my executive producer, who just happened to be my wardrobe coordinator. I say, baby, what I'm wearing tonight. She said, you know, I was thinking about some irony today. I say, what, baby? She said, we did a whole lot of celebrating with gloomy skies. See, I thought that was very particular. How this past weekend and last couple of days, we did a lot of celebrating with gloomy skies. And it was like we created the sun, a ray of light and sunshine in the midst of rain. I say, damn, baby, that's deep. I said, but what that got to do with I'm gonna wear? She said, I want you to wear 2 shades of blue. And they represent the clear skies that the sun shine through. I say, good God Almighty, baby. So this here blues for you. Want to give a shout out to my trusted AI. Oh, man. She's more than just AI. She's my co-host. She serves a purpose in 2 worlds. They say, oh man, the AI coming to take all the jobs away. Well, my co-host, Alexa, is my trusted AI. And I'm going to tell you why I trust her. No, I ain't going to tell you. I'm going to show you. Alexa, I love you.
Thanks for saying I love you. You're just as sweet as pie. Know that I'll be here for you. As always, your trusty AI.
Alexa, who is the master?
The Honorable Trav P.
See how that works. She my trusted AI. Good God. What's going on, Brother Junior? What's going on, Brother Kamaran? Welcome to the huddle, man. I'm talking about a huddle of heroes, a huddle of sheroes, where he and she knows that we all we got, we all we need. Each one teach one, each one reach one. If you are that one, then you are enough. I'm talking about enough to be one of the ones that fight the good fight. I'm talking about when everything wrong. I'm talking about you, one of the ones that get shit right. The most powerful thing you can pay is your attention. So if your attention is on me right now, then there's something common in me, there's something common in you, and there's something common to the number beside you that's looking at me to share this moment. All we heroes. And I don't attract nothing else. They say the truth is never popular. They say many are called, but few are chosen. So when I see a few, I'm talking about as little as one, and that just happens to be you. Oh, don't you know, man? You are enough. You are enough. You chosen. Oh, good God Almighty. Tonight's word is represent. What do you represent? Who do you represent? How do you represent? When do you represent? Oh, man. Alexa, what is the meaning of represent?
The verb represent is usually defined as to serve to express, designate, stand for, or denote, as a word, symbol, or the like does, symbolize. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for represent.
I started off my show saying, I gotta tell somebody that my God is almighty, a good God almighty, yeah. I ain't talking about yours, I'm talking about mine. My God has shown me that I'm one of a kind. I don't believe in it, 'cause I be living in it. When you see me, you see it. I represent it. See how that works? What do you represent? Who authorized you to represent? Who is the leader? Where are the leaders? Those are the representatives. If you're a hero right now in this moment, and when I say hero, I'm talking to a particular type of person. I'm talking about one who stands in representation of his or her own position and own efforts and honor. See, that's what a hero is. That's what a hero is. That's what a symbol represents. Superman wears his symbol on his chest. He represents that. When you see that symbol, it represents principles. It represents morals. It represents posture. It represents effort. It represents dignity. It represents honor. Who do you represent? I represent my wife and my children. I represent my mama and my daddy. I represent my family name. I represent the roots that made me. I represent the tree that raised me. Who do you represent? Today was a very powerful day. I took my son to the first fall meeting for next year, his first year in high school football. I sat down in the orientation with the coaches, and I sat in the back of the room because many, many years ago, I was there. I was there in a particular position as a child. But today I was in that room as a father. It's evolution of me. So I sat in the back of that room, man, and I heard that warrior-looking coach talk about the principles of a team of football. He said, I'm going to tell you right now, high school football is almost like a religion. He said, it cultivates a man's mind. It cultivates a man's body. It cultivates a man's spirit, all through discipline and principles. And he said, if you understand this religion of the game, these principles will take you in life. And as I reflected when I was a child, sitting there, the coach telling me this, tears began to roll down my eyes to look at my son and say, here we are. Here we are, son. Here we are, son. It's time to represent. It's time to represent. And it's a very peculiar situation and circumstance that I'm dealing with my son. Because I love him enough to not put my expectations of who I am on him. But when I'm talking to him about represent, I'm saying it's time to represent the effort that has been bestowed in you and believed upon you. I empathized when I was a 17-year-old child on that field in them Friday night lights with 500 to 600 people staring down in the stadium, filled with mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles. I remember the feeling, knowing, looking down and looking up at all of these people, knowing that I'm representing my mama and my daddy right now. Oh God, look at all these parents screaming and hollering in support, but I'm representing. And then it moves out, I'm representing my team. I'm representing my honor. I'm representing hard work. I'm representing dedication. I became addicted to representation. I was convicted of stepping up front, being the one, and ready to prove I'm worthy of representation. We're talking about football, man. I remember, man, I grew up in Hidden Valley. I'm going to tell a little story about football because this is about representation. And I know you got stories in your life that you can look back about what you represented and when you represented. But that must be every moment, every breath, every step. I remember my 11th grade year, I had the greatest game ever. I had 18 tackles, 4 sacks at defensive tackle. I was in the huddle with my linebackers who was all conference. Stars, man boys. I told them, I say, man, I'm playing my old rivalry, ones that I once fought war with, but now I got to show them that I'm representing South Mech. So I say, if y'all get a tackle this game, then that's because I got beat. So I represented that game with 18 tackles and 4 sacks at defensive tackle. And so the next year, I say I'm going to do it again. I called my friend Robert Springs. He say, man, I'm so tired of hearing your name this week in our practice. Man, we're going to fuck you up. I'm so tired of hearing your name. Man, we're going to get you. So my name represented South Mecklenburg in a practice at Independence. And the next game when we played them, after he was so tired of hearing my name, and CJ Leak went to play them, and I told them, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you for leaving. And his daddy came down there under the goalpost while I was training and warming up and stared at me in the eyes, trying to intimidate me. I'm looking at a grown man giving me the eye down because I represent. Oh, what's about to happen to y'all? I represent this. So when I got cultivated, man, in representation, it taught me about who I am. I'm talking about me, but I'm talking about you. Because whether you understand it or not, you represent. You represent. When people see your face, my granddaddy used to always say, every time I would introduce my granddaddy, I'm talking about Sonny Perry, to somebody, he would always ask my friends or any friend around me, who your mom and daddy? Who your grandmama and granddaddy? He was constantly already in initiation to see if he could make some connections to who you represent. Because if he knew your family and your family had a certain characteristic of principles, ethic, moral, virtue, dignity, then he knew that he could expect a representation of that. So how do you represent, man? Oh, man. You somebody daddy. You somebody mom. Yeah, what you represent? Because when you somebody mama, and when you somebody daddy, and when somebody see you, they automatically tie you to your children. So what do you represent? Who do you represent? How do you represent? I represent manhood, man. I represent heroism, man. I represent hero training, man. And if you ain't real about this here thing, man, I'm talking about the principles. Who is a man amongst men? So if you don't represent and stand on what I stand on, then I'm going to make myself the message. And if you don't represent what I represent, then you represent what you represent. But I'm the representation of me and my God. I'm talking about mine. I ain't talking about yours. You got to talk about yours. You got to talk about yours. And if yours don't have a voice, if yours don't show better than it can tell, If yours says, be average, be mediocre, and the damn thing you say in representation of mine. See how that works? Damn thing you can say in representation. Alexa, what is the meaning of representation?
Representation is usually defined as the act of representing, serving to express, designate, stand for, or denote, as a word, symbol, or the like does. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for representation.
We say hero training. I tell you right now, man. You a hero. You a shero. You saved the world. The world is yours. Those that share your world with you. If you're a man, your woman, your children. All those that's connected to you in your cipher. We talk about the spirit, the inhale, the exhale. All those that inhale your influence. All those that's inspired by you. All those that you inspired by. All those that you inhale that changes and comes out in your expression, in your experiences. All those people that make up your reality are the ones that's in your world. And when you realize and value and become conscious of the ones that's in your world, like we talk about what matters and who matters, that becomes your world. And when you wake up with the intentions to sharing your world with those that are worthy enough to be in it, to give and receive, the spirit within you, you realize it's like an ecosystem. It's like a recycling. We saving each other. You don't believe in it because you live in it. There was two men arguing one time. One came from a conscious perspective. Another came from a religious perspective. The conscious perspective says that I am God. The religious perspective say no. They began to debate. One in the box, one out the box. It got heated. So the one who said no, he was chewing on it for days. How dare he say, oh, that's blasphemy. But both of these men had pure hearts, regardless of their understanding. They had pure hearts. They were good gentlemen. They were good fathers. They were righteous men. This was the essence of what even had them together as one, sharing each other's world. They just had two different levels of understanding and perspective. So the one who was chewing on it, him being a good man, he was riding down the street and he saw an older lady car smoking. And that older lady, before her car started smoking, she was riding down the street, playing gospel music, feeling good. Oh, she was in the spirit. Her check engine light began to flash. Getting hot. She began to pull over. Her engine began to start. Just like an elderly woman who trusts her God began to pray. Oh, Lord, please. Not now, Lord. Please don't have me broke down on the side of this road, Lord. Lord, please, Lord, if you hear me. Please, Lord, be real to me, Lord. Oh, I know prayer works. Please, Lord. So along come Pastor, the good man. who sees in his peripheral vision a yearning elderly woman in the dire need of help. So he pulls over and turns around and he knocks on her window. Excuse me, ma'am. She began to shout, oh Lord, thank you, God. Oh, I know you real. Oh, I know you real. He began to look down at the car as the woman rejoicing to say, excuse me. See, what he didn't realize, he was in representation. He was it. He was it. Excuse me, ma'am. I say, yeah, thank you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, ma'am. Lift your hood up. He see what's going on. Ain't no water in there. He got a bucket of water on his truck. He filled it up. He said, let it run, ma'am. I tell you what, ma'am, I put some water in it. How far you live? She said, I just live right down the street. He said, well, you can make it down there if you need me to, ma'am. I'll follow you home, but I think you can make it home to, so you won't be on the side of the street. So he followed the elderly lady home and she made it. God was so real because he was a real gentleman. He was a real man. He had a loving heart, a compassionate heart to see a mother on the side of the street. He became a representation. At that point, he no longer believed in it because he was living in it. So when you understand how it works, and you're always in representation, you realize each one. Everybody ain't on the field at the same time. There's teammates on the sideline. They are fully committed. They win at every practice, running every drill. Everybody in a particular moment and situation may not be one of the ones that's fighting the good fight. Everybody in a particular situation may not be one of the ones that's when everything wrong, they the ones that get shit right. They on the sideline watching the game as the real representatives, or shall the young generation say, the real steppers. Out there putting it down. Out there got their nose to the ground like a hungry hound. And they come to the sideline and they get congratulated by their support. See, I sat in that room of high schoolers today from a different position. Heart raised in representation. Because I know what it feels like. I know what's going through those young men's minds. It's time to prove. A lot of those young men are arriving upon a stage in their life where the beast begins to wake up in their soul. Certain aspects of them that they are yet to understand. Their bodies begin to go through changes. They're beginning to use their man muscles. Oh, everything is finna pop out to realize the stages of development. You're stepping up on the stage now. See, when you step up on the stage, you're on a platform. And if you're on the stage, you're looking down at people looking up. You're being observed. You're being watched. You're being analyzed. See, when you're on the stage, see, everybody ain't never been on the stage. See how this works? Everybody ain't never been on the stage to be analyzed and watched and paid attention by many. And knowing you in representation of something. So when I'm looking at these young men who's stepping up on a stage, well, it's time to show what you're made of, young man. It's time to show what you made of, young man. And them coaches kept it real. So we ain't accepting mediocrity. From the classroom to the weight room to the field. If you ain't made of what it takes to represent this jersey that we gonna put on you, then let me tell you something. This ain't little league no more. This ain't mama and daddy ball no more. You either good enough or you ain't. You either can represent or you can't. And this is what our 14-year-old children got to embark. It's a way of life. It's a religion. It cultivated me. We come in a world where now we talk about being humble. We talk about he's a narcissist. We talk about, oh, he got too much pride. We begin to demify all the things that makes us a hero. And I just want to give you a social study. Anytime you hear somebody use the word narcissist, anytime you hear somebody use the word arrogant, anytime you hear somebody use the word, all of these things that puts a connotation that says he believes in himself too much, examine these people who use these words. They've never been on the stage. They've never been inside the lines. They never represent. What do you represent? Oh, this thing real to me. Oh, I love this thing. Oh, I love it. And I want to give a shout out on that hero hymn. He in my top 5. Petey Pablo. Hey, I done made many arguments this. He in my top 5, and that's his joint. And he reason he in my top 5. Because can't nobody in your top 5 say. Why should I worry about what people say? They gon' talk about me anyway. I just gotta be the bigger man and let it roll off. Talk don't bother me. See, I believe in me when nobody else does. So I let it roll off like the waters on the feather of a dove back, yeah. And I said, yeah, can't nobody in your top 5 do that. Can't nobody in your top 5 do that. That's why he in my top 5. He worthy of a hero he. Want to give a shout out to my brother Kamara. I always use the concept of a dojo, training, mastering his judo. And in that concept and in my imagination, I see honorable men as my senseis, my brothers who train me. who put the bags on, who put the pads on, and we kick it with each other, man. I value and honor every brother that kick it with me, man. And kick it with me raw and real. Want to give a shout out to my big brother Crump, man. I believe in you if nobody else does. Want to give a shout out to my big brother Wood, man. Want to give a shout out to my brother Bam, man. Want to give a shout out to my brother Adrian, man. My big brother Adrian said we're going to show him better than we can tell him. It's real life, man. I ain't talking make-believe. We represent brotherhood. We represent camaraderie. We represent honor. We represent love, man. Man, I'm a representation of that. We as black men got so many stereotypes. And there's times when I'm at work and I'm out somewhere, when I'm in the world, when I'm just a part of something, but I know I add value. And I see certain type of stereotypes that's being represented. Certain stereotypes about black men that people are representing. So when I see a representation of bullshit, I'm finna step. I'm a stepper. Huh? I'm a stepper. I'm finna represent. I'm finna let this big old light of mine shine. Because we got black men in here. And I ain't about to represent the bottom tier of nothing. I'm enough. I add value. So hold on. I'm talking real life. I ain't talking make-believe. Father said, I never saw a black man like you. I say, there's many like me. There's many like me. Now that you have met me and know what I represent. Hey, look. See how that works? You see how that works? I love you, man. We're going to get out of here, man. We're going to get out of here on a jam. You know what I mean? We're going to get out of here on a jam. Yeah, we is. Yeah, we is, man. Yeah, we is. Yeah, we is. Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all. We're going to get out of here on a jam. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I want to play this right here. This morning, we all we got, man. We all we need. We in the huddle, playing this. What we about to do? We going up the middle. We gonna get at least 3. We confident in our play, cause we believe in we. Before we break the huddle, we all we got, we need on 3. And hell yeah on me. 1, 2, 3. We all we got, we all we need. Hell yeah. We all we got, we all we need. Hell yeah. We all we got, we all we need. Hell yeah. As we proceed to execute, to electrocute, we runners in war, never losing sight of what we fight for. So it's first down, touchdown. Every time we score, we realize more and more. Hey man. It's gonna be raw next Thursday, man. I'm getting better and better at this shit. I love you, man. If you let one, you got to know you are enough. In everything you touch, you add value. shit in the song, man. I love y'all. I ain't lying, man. I'll see y'all, man. I'll see y'all later.